If you're looking to get into real estate but don't know where to start, this is the strategy for you. Buy, Rehab, Rent, Refinance, Repeat by David Green is the ultimate guide to building a healthy, sustainable real estate portfolio that can see you generate large amounts of passive income and allow you to quit your 9-to-5 job. Before we look at the strategy, we will look at the traditional real estate investor and then show how beneficial the BRRRR strategy can be in comparison. Let's first take our traditional investor. He works a full-time job in marketing, earning a good salary, and using overtime, he is able to put aside $3,500 a month, giving him $42,000 a year. He buys a house for $100,000 with a down payment of $25,000. The house requires very little work, so with $10,000 in rehab costs and $5,000 in legal fees, it is now worth $115,000 and ready to rent for $1,100 per month. The total upfront cost here is $40,000, and with a mortgage over 30 years at 5%, along with tax, maintenance, insurance, and a property manager, this property bags him a good return of $400 a month, a return on investment of 12%. To keep this example simple, we will say this investor earns the same money each year and keeps buying similar properties for the next 15 years. He now has 15 houses, a portfolio worth over $1.5 million, bringing him a total monthly profit of roughly $6,000. This is a really good figure, given that doesn't account for any equity gained on the 15 houses and potential increases in rent over time. Now we'll take a look at the BRRRR strategy with an investor who earns a similar amount. Now this investor is going to cash buy a rundown house and carry out a rehab to add value to the property. This investor cash buys a house at $52,000, spends $32,000 refurbishing the property, and it is now worth $110,000 and will rent at $1,000 a month. This would be in return on investment of 10%, which is lower than our traditional investor. But the next step is key. Our investor refinances the property with a lender that allows for 75% of its new value to be remortgaged, meaning our investor can pull $82,000 back out of the property. The monthly profit of this property after mortgage, tax, insurance, maintenance, and property management will be roughly $300, but only $2,000 has been left in the property, and $82,000 can be taken on to the next property. This gives a return on investment of 180%, a huge increase compared with the traditional investor. The lender would only allow refinancing of this property after 4 months of owning, so whilst it took 2 years to raise the initial capital, after 3 years, our investor now has 3 properties. Using this strategy for just 10 years, the investor will have acquired 60 houses, a portfolio of around $6.6 million with a monthly income of $18,000, nearly 3 times that of the traditional investor 5 years earlier. The key to this strategy is being able to add significant value to properties in a short space of time and pulling out the money to rinse and repeat. On paper, this strategy may sound easy, but it is far from it. The book stresses the importance of having a strong team. This team will be made up of a real estate agent that will help you find the best deals, a contractor that will do the best rehab at the best price and good time to add as much value to the property, a solid lender you know will allow you to refinance to the value after the rehab, and a good property manager that will ensure you get a good amount of rent with good tenants. You need to have all these 4 working well for this to bring you success. Let's have a look at each step to see how you can run this. The first step is buying. Find areas with strong demand for rentals where you can buy properties under market value. Make sure you have run the numbers. You can use a formula like the 70% rule. You should not buy for more than 70% of the properties after repair value. If you have a good real estate agent, this will help you get the best deals. Your main advantage here is you are a cash buyer. This is better for the seller. Next step is the rehab. Plan this in detail, know exactly what you want to achieve. Some of the best ways to add value are by upgrading the kitchen or bathroom. Other ways are increasing the square footage or adding a bedroom. This requires more careful budgeting. The key to this step will be to hire the right contractor. Establish clear expectations before the work begins. You are now ready to rent out the property, This stage is crucial to ensure you are getting a solid return on your investment, but making sure you are not pricing too high to get any tenants in. If you have done steps 1 and 2 effectively, then step 4 is going to be where you see the most reward. Work with lenders to refinance a portion of the property's now improved value. You should be able to get up to around 75% of this value, but depending how much value you've added, you may be happy leaving some more money in the property. I believe the best way to fast-track this strategy is to pull out the most money you can, but your cash flow will take a hit in the short term. The final step is to repeat the process. As we saw at the start, if you get good at this, you can build a seriously large portfolio in not a huge amount of time. The idea is that the more houses you do this with, the better you will become, and more you can streamline the whole process. Having a good team is key, and the more you outsource, the more that this income is truly passive. Whether you're a beginner or experienced investor, this strategy offers a roadmap to achieving financial freedom through real estate. It is, of course, very risky, and you need to make sure you are as educated as you can be before going into this. I recommend you pick up the book yourself and take the time to read it. Following the advice in the book will help you to be successful in real estate investing. If you enjoyed this summary, leave a like and subscribe for more educational content.